Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Southern Cross Dota Tides Wrath Season 3. This is going to be rest against Yellow Solo Mid in a best of 3 match. And I believe this is the lower bracket at the moment. I'm just going to try and confirm that. But as viewers may have seen earlier on tonight, we had Team LPK and Soul playing, I believe, and it looks like... Where can I find the results? I think LPK took the game took a series 2-0. Sophie, feel free to correct me on that. Oh, she's disconnected. Well, that's helpful. I'll check that out very soon, but it looks like Rest do have first pick, first ban, and they've gone to ban Elder Titan and Luna. Yellow Solo Mid have banned out the Lich and the Bat Rider, and it's going to be a first pick CM for Rest, and that's a pretty standard ban nowadays. What with the changes of Tranquil Boots on heroes like CM, it's a bit more useful early on, plus she has that early level 2 potential, giving her the ability to pick up that level 2, get Frostbite and Crystal Nova up and running before being able to basically run into your middle lane and gank that poor sod in the middle lane. But it does give her a lot of roaming potential. Plus, she's more or less self-sustaining with that because she has that arcane aura, which she gets double the regen. So I think it goes up to a max of 5 mana regen per second for her. Plus, she gets it's about 10 or 13 health regen all up because of the Tranquil Boots when they're not broken. So she becomes pretty much a walking self-fountain, meaning she can just roam more or less endlessly unless she dies. So the only problem she does have is health, and a lot of people have been seeing a Crystal Maiden picked up courtesy of Pycat from Misery from LGD in. And what that basically does is it just allows Sam to scale into the late game because of that Midas. She can get a bit of extra gold and experience for herself while staying relevant towards the end of the game, and it allows her to pick up your items like your mech, Blink Dagger, Yules, Force Stuff, a Scythe, even a BKB. And at 30 minutes into the game, when your CM has a BKB and a Scythe of Vice, that's a really scary thing because she shouldn't have those. We will now have a Yellow Solo Mid picking out the Weaver and the Clockwork, and they picked them up in quick succession. The Weaver probably going to go into that solo safe lane role at the moment, with Clockwork going off lane. This can be, of course, changed. Weaver could go off lane, Clockwork could go mid. But Clockwork does have great off lane potential because of his ability to just not only soak up damage, but he's also got those cogs to hold the creep wave back. He can use that to sort of separate himself from a gank. He's got the battery assault, which makes a great nuke. Great
seconds.
I suppose it's more similar to a dot than a nuke. It does about 1100 damage at max level to a single target. And of course, that rocket flare on the Radiant side or the Dire side, it can be used to block the creeps from spawning. So he's great for just blocking any camps as well. And of course, we can't forget Hookshot, which is a great initiation skill and can pick off a hero so easily if used correctly. And of course, Weaver's just a little shit to kill. He just scuttles around, and you just want to get him with a big can of aerosol, but you can't because then he just time-lapses all the damage you've done to him. But in a safe lane role, he does hit massive damage with that Geminate attack and the phase boots. So he just sort of chunks down your carries, and if he gets those phase boots early, he just becomes quite a menace. Timbersaw was picked up for Rest. Now, Timbersaw's a strength hero, so he's tanky and has a lot of health. But all his nukes are pure, except for Whirling Death, but if it hits a tree, it becomes pure, which means he hits you very hard as well. And basically, Timbersaw is hard to kill because of his raw tankiness. He's got the reactive armor to give himself armor and health regen. He's got Timber Chain to just launch away. Plus, if you go too aggressive on him and you're near trees, he's just going to rip out the damage with the Chakra Armor and the Whirling Death, which makes him a great offlane and a great mid hero as well. We will see a Lifestealer ban now for YSM, and also a ban on Abaddon for Rest.
10 seconds to go.
Now, Sophie, now that you've actually reconnected,
5
who
seconds.
won earlier tonight in LPK and Soul? It was LPK, wasn't it? In a 2-0
Reserve time.
Yep, so it was LPK winning that 2-0. So anyone who didn't manage to catch tonight, that was the result. And because of that, I'm going to go back over to my little spreadsheet thing. LPK will now advance through to play Ernardo, and Solution will unfortunately be out of Tide's Wrath tournament. So LKPK still holding on to their hopes for this tournament. I can actually post the bracket into Twitch chat. Here it is now. So what that'll do is you can just have a quick look at how the teams are lining up. So at the moment we've still got teams like Mate and Six, Hans Reborn, SYF, MIFC, all still in the tournament. So it's a lot of big names, which means we're still going to have plenty of action over the next couple of weeks. In particular, I think we've got YMC and Team Storm tomorrow night. Don't hold me to that, but I believe they will be coming up. Back to the bans though, Rest will be banning out the Venomancer, who's received a nice little buff in the last patch. His wards will receive his current level of Poison Sting, prompting people to only get one level in that Venomous Gale when it's most useful as well. It is a devastating slow. So he will be banned out. And now Yellow Solo Mid will be back in control of the game. They're going to ban out that Outworld Devourer, who makes a great mid and a great solo, or a great 1v1 hero in any situation. If it's going to be a 1v1 off lane or a 1v1 safe lane, OD's a great pick. We're now going to have YSM picking up another support, Lion. I don't believe that Lion received any buffs in the last patch. He has always been quite a strong hero. He does have a targeted stun in the Earth Spike. He's got his Hex, he's got the Mana Drain, and Finger of Death just has massive range and massive damage. As soon as he gets level 6, he's got a 600 damage nuke, which he can just pump out. Alright, so he did get some slight buffs. His Mana Drain duration's increased by a second. His Hex cooldown rescaled to 15 cooldown at max level, and the duration is increased earlier on, so it's 2.5 seconds at level 1. So it is worth getting at level 2 or 1 at least, because it is a 2.5 second hex. We will see Rubik picked up for Rest now. Rubik's always been a great hero. He's even stronger now if you can get an Argonim Scepter, because it will boost his ultimate significantly, making it 1400 range, which is about the same as a Pudge Hook, and the 5 second cooldown, so you can just go through spells, bam, 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 bam. But whatever spell you steal, if you steal an ultimate, you will get the Argonim's upgraded version of that. So he is quite a deadly hero, and he could probably be seen a bit more in the middle lane, but he is still an invaluable support because he has that telekinesis and that Fade Bolt. Makes him so useful in lane, and you can set it up beautifully, especially with a Crystal Maiden. I expect that we'll see Rest roaming to great success early on with that CM Rubik. We'll have the Nyx Assassin now picked up by YSM, and Nyx only got a slight change. His Q, his Impale, I think Lion has Earth Spike, Nyx has Impale, yes, isn't targeted anymore. It has a target point on the ground, so you can't be guaranteed a hit anymore, but it's more useful as a setup stun. But they do have Earth Spike and Empire, which are more or less the exact same skills, just slightly different numbers on them. But that's going to be great for YSM to chain, because they've got that Earth Spike to set up, follow it up with the Impale because it's not targeted. Then of course you've got your Hex and your Mana Burn for additional damage. And if the poor fool they're going on decides to launch an attack at Nyx and he pops that Carapace, there's another second or two of stun. And that's already going to be about, what, 2, 4, 8 seconds of stun, all up. So that's going to be kind of bad. You don't really want to fight against that, and that's assuming that YSM can pull that off perfectly. But it isn't an easy combo to do, but it is certainly doable.
Reserve time.
We will have a Lone Druid picked up, and I don't believe I've seen him in Tide's Wrath just yet. But Lone Druid is an amazing hero. He was slightly buffed in the last patch. His base movement speed will go from 315 to 325. So just being a little bit slower than Luna now, who runs around at 330 if I remember correctly. But his Spirit Bear does give a little bit more experience, gives 300 experience if he's dead. But Lone Druid's always been strong. He's the strongest 6-slotted hero in the game because he can 6-slot both himself and his bear, essentially making it like fighting 2 heroes at once. It's a little bit of gang rape if you encounter Lone Druid, but he is generally strong because that bear can just tank up and just siege through towers so quickly, and he becomes generally tanky. Once Lone Druid gets his level in true form, he instantly gets extra bonus HP, making him just so much harder to kill. The last 2 bans did come out. They were a Troll Warlord from that middle lane, and Queen of Pain. So YSM anticipating the troll into the middle lane, and similarly, Rest anticipating Clockwork into that off lane. So both teams trying to ban out the mids. Although at the moment I think Rest will be sending that Lone Druid into this off lane, Timbersaw into that middle lane, and obviously the Rubik and the CM will either be like your roaming supports in the safe and middle lane. Over on YSM, Weaver off lane, Clockwork, Weaver safe lane, Clockwork into that off lane position, and Lion and Nick, same sort of thing as the Rubik and the CM, just lane support. So now YSM will be going to probably pick up that mid hero, and they're going to pick up a Juggernaut. So we'll probably be seeing a. Look, I would personally go with a mid Jug, safe lane Weaver, Clockwork off lane, but the other viable option would be Clockwork mid, Weaver off lane, Juggernaut safe lane. So they've got really any mix of that. Clockwork and Weaver can both do off lane. Clockwork and Jug can both go middle lane, and Weaver Juggernaut can both go safe lane. So you've got a nice little mix up there. And now Rest are going to have to try and anticipate what they want to do. They're picking up a Magnus. That Magnus will most definitely go into that middle lane, and they shouldn't have too much trouble against either a Juggernaut or a Clockwork. I feel that he's capable of handling both of those heroes at the moment. And because I'm a smart cookie, I'm going to go turn off my overlay. So we will be underway, and over on the YSM side, we're going to have Roisey playing on that Juggernaut. We're going to be seeing Talik on the Lion. Pudding Head will be taking the role of Nyx Assassin. We're going to see HTA on to the Clockwork, and Windwalk, or I think the U is actually like a Windwalk over on the Weaver. I actually don't know how that's pronounced because I think it's done. It's done weird. Over on the Rest side of things, we will see Mr. Tonders, one of our fellow casters. He'll be playing the Rubik. We'll be seeing Kilted on the off lane. No, he's going up to safe lane up top at the moment, which is a bit odd. We'll be seeing Evil Twig, another caster, down on the Lone Druid, who's currently sitting at the Ancients. And he's gone for the Ring of Protection on his bear, just giving him a bit of extra armor. We've got the CM up in the top lane, safe lane support for Kilted at this stage, and Magnus the Miggles will be going into that middle lane. So at the well, Lone Druid as a... Sorry, Timbersaw as a carry does work because he does scale so stupidly into the late game. Because of his pure damage and his just raw tankiness, is going to be pretty good. And Heatfist Dota... Sorry, Bulldog isn't playing for Rest because Bulldog plays for Crazy Bill Clan under the alias Shags. So get dunked, son. But we will have Windwalk and Pudding Head down in that bottom lane. HTA, the Clockwork, is going to be going into the middle, and Talik's up in the top lane with the Juggernaut. And that's a really cool sword from Juggernaut. He's going to be heading up top, and this is back to your standard 2-1-2 lineups, which is kind of what the tri-lanes moved away from, obviously. But going back to the 2-1-2 it's a bit of an old Dota style, and it really hasn't been seen in competitive scenes that much. It's more of a 2 safe lane, 2 middle, solo off sort of thing. But this is going to be a 2v2 up on the top lane now. A 2v2 on the bottom lane, and a 1v1 in the middle lane. Well, I've got your attention, guys. Shout out to our sponsors, TT Esports by Thermaltake. Head over to their stuff at www.ttesports.com, or check out either of their Facebooks, Thermaltake AU or just TT Esports. And of course, head over to the Southern Cross Dota forums. Just southerncrossdota.com, or follow them on Facebook or the Twitter, SCDota2. I'm, of course, Shads. You can check out any of my content, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, twitch.tv/TheShadster, TheShadzta. There's plenty of videos up there. It's pretty cool. And you can always check out my stream. It's alright. But look, while we're waiting for the pause, I can suggest all viewers grab a beer, come down, sit and watch some Dota. It's going to be the best game of the night. And you got the best caster in Oz. No homo. And of course, shout out to Omega Kai, who's overcasting a big game on some other stream. I don't know how he's casting on a tree. Sophie claiming that is a lie. That would be incorrect. Just thought I'd point that out. You're right, this isn't the best game of the night. It's a best of 3. The best game could easily be the second game or the third game. Either of those is completely plausible. But, of course, shout out to Sophie, who's in here, giving stats and making sure you guys in the Twitch chat will be eligible for item drops. So, props to her. She's been doing this for most of the tournament, along with Naga. Both those guys are devoting a lot of time to doing this for you guys, just making sure you can get the tournament items. And we could have first blood up on the top lane. Kilter's going to take a lot of damage. He will go down, though. The Lion Stun, followed by the Juggernaut Blade Fury, is just going to be too much for Kilter to handle on the top lane. And I'm quite surprised to see a Timbersaw going down that early. And now Windwalk is going to be caught out. He's going to be flung back into the lane, but a big Impale comes out from Pudding Head, finds both Tondas and the Bear, and he's now going to have to run back for himself. He's got no Carapace up. Obviously, he's level 1, but he is going to be able to dodge that. And there's another kill in that middle lane. YSM picking up 2 early kills. Clockwork. Too much for that Magnus to handle. And it looks like Magnus skewered, and he might have skewered over to this side of the river, because that's where HTE was kind of standing. So, I don't know, misclick or something along those lines, but he did end up getting caught out. That's going to give Clockwork a massive advantage. He's almost picked up level 4. Magnus is running back. He's only just picked level 2 up. So a 2-level advantage on that Clockwork's really going to be a struggle for him. Especially once, depending on Clockwork's build, if he goes for the Battery Assault, the Cogs, or the Rocket Flare, it could get tough. And it looks like Tondas could be in trouble down here. He's going for a bit of an engagement onto Pudding Head. But I do believe that Tondas and Evil Twig, the casting duo, down on the bottom lane, are going to have a bit of an advantage. They're both ranged heroes, and they both hit quite hard, plus they do have that Bear. So it's essentially a 3v2 down on that bottom lane. And it's going to be a bit difficult for Pudding Head to get anywhere close to that. He is a melee hero on the next assassin. He's going to have a hard time just getting close to the creeps. And is there going to be a fight for that top illusion rune? Meagles is going to grab it in his bottle. And HTA, he's going to use those power cogs to just kill the illusion. So, nothing really big there. He's gone for the second point in the Battery Assault, going for a more 1v1 melee god build. And Miguel's, he's going to try and skewer HTA into the tower. It was a very short range skewer though. Of course, with skewer, it does go to where you click. It will not go further or shorter. It will go shorter if it's not out of the range, but you will not go longer than where you actually click. So if you're sitting here, you click here, you will go that way. If you click to here, you go all the way up. If you click to here, you go to here. That's a Shad's 101 lesson. So you guys in chat, Miz, Heat Fist, and Captain Cockamus are all in the trench. You guys could learn a lesson or two from this. Down in the bottom lane, though, Evil Twig having a great time last hitting. He's already picked up 13 creep kills for himself. That Weaver sitting comfortably at 11 and 3, though. And he's just doing great use, and he could be in trouble here, though. Impale coming out now, and Windwalk going to throw a Generator attack down. He did pop the Shikuchi, and they're trying to take this bear down. And I think Evil Twig's going to want to resummon this. He's not going to be able to just yet. He might end up having to send that bear back to the base. And we've got Lethal now on the side of Rest. He could be rotating around to try and get a kill on HTE. You do want to equalise this middle lane. It's a level 5 against a level 4. Or as he's just hit now, level 4. Tondas also coming in now. And there's going to be a bit of a pincer coming into HTE. They've got allies coming from both top and bot. So he could be in a bit of trouble. Up on the top lane, Kilted did end up going down once again to the Juggernaut. I was focusing too much on that middle lane just to keep an eye on that, unfortunately. But they're going to go in just yet. There's no smoke on either hero. HCA using up most of his mana. He still does have those cogs up and one bottle charge, but he's being quite defensive, really not leaving that Rhythm Mouth. Although he is going to head down now. Tondas is going to spot him out, and it looks like Pudding Head's going to come back up his teammate and allow HCA to pick up that invisible rune for his bottle. So just a great rotation there from Pudding, and it just means that Tondas and Lethal, who've spent about a minute or so sitting around that middle lane, just trying to pick up a gank, aren't going to be able to do so. Oh, Tondas, lucky. He could have probably been picked up there, but by the invisible Clockwork. But now HCA is going to make a line for Miguel's. He's not going to pop anything. Miguel's does have that skewer up, and he's going to throw a big shockwave down. He's going to pick up HCA with that. Shout out to Mr. Polar Jr. for something from YSM, who's for some reason not playing tonight, and also shout out to Nevdi, who is also not playing tonight. I believe he's the captain of YSM, and he's actually not here. So we're going to have Roidsy fill-in captain at the moment. And now Windwalk down on that bottom lane's in a dangerous position. He's on his own. Pudding Head, is coming down just to back him up a little bit, but he's over just pulling the creeps, which means that Tondas and Twig could easily probably go on him at the moment if they have a couple of
Dyer's
sentries
middle
towards.
tower is
I
under
don't believe
siege.
either of them have sentries at present, so it's going to make it a bit more difficult. But now HC is on his own. He's picked up level 6 as well. He'll be able to kill Miggles without too much trouble should he be able to get a skewer off. Should he have a skewer off cooldown. But Miggles making sure to keep that up. He can make it as a great initiation and escape move. So he shouldn't have too much trouble. But up on that top lane, Juggernaut, 26 and 7 at
Radiant's
that
bottom
about
tower
the 6
is
minute
being
mark.
attacked.
He's having a great time. He's already picked up those phase boots, giving him a bit of extra damage and obviously the increased movement speed. And I think he's actually picked up a stats? No. He's level 5 and he's only allocated 4 skills, but he hasn't picked up stat because he's got the 2 iron branches. So, Roidsy, level up your stats, buddy. It's agitating. But we've got an illusion rune going in the way of Tondas. I can hear an impale going out. They're just trying to take that bear down. The bear isn't on cooldown. So he can resummon that easily enough if he wants. Windwalk is going to come back now, and that bear taking some pretty heavy damage. He's down to about 200 HP. That's going to give a lot of experience if he goes down. Is he going to go down? He will. No, he got denied. Very nice play from Evil Twig. Denied his bear. Denied 300 experience. Now, if Windwalk would have gotten that, that would have taken him very close to level 6, and that would have given him a massive advantage. It would have taken Pudding to level 5 as well. So, fortunate deny there. So, a very, very nice deny. Just managing to deny all of that experience, and that's just good play. Juggernaut now moving up. He's at 37 last hits now. So, currently on the leaderboard for that at the moment. We've also got the Magnus, 30 and 8 in that middle lane, just doing a little bit better than the Clockwork. The Clockwork does have the early levels, and that is a really cool career. Artemis the Fairy Rabbit. It's different. It's very different. We've got a Stumpy over there. Dull Stumpy. Tilted, just being relatively shot down on this top lane. Juggernaut's picked up his level 6, so he's got the Omni Slash, but Kilted, he's only level 4 at the moment. He hasn't even touched Whirling Death. He's opting for the 2 points in the reactive armor just to help himself stay alive, and of course, the Timber Chain. He does need that to escape should they want to go on him, but hasn't really been as successful just yet because Lion has been so deadly with those Earth Spikes. He's almost got his Finger of Death as well, and I dare say they'll probably try and go for a kill when that happens. But now Miggles, oh, the hook shot from HCA goes out. It doesn't find anybody though. Had that have hit, Miggles probably would have been in a bit of trouble. But now Puddinghead, is he going to rotate around? No, he's going to drop. Oh, he is. He's going to try and rotate around, and it looks like Rest going to try and go on Windwalk here at the moment as well. But Miggles, he's going on the tower. HCE, he's trying to go forward. He's trying to catch him, but no, Magnus is going to be a bit too quick. 370 move speed on that Magnus because of the mana boots, and we did see Windwalk go down that try-man fight down there. Just going to be too much for a solo Weaver to handle, and that sentry ward did come down as well, placed by Tondas. Doesn't matter if it's in tower range or not, but it will sweat him out. And there's a little exchange here between Miggles and Puddinghead. The Impale and the Shockwave, only the Shockwave did get picked up by the Carapace. And now Miggles sitting comfortably with the haste rune. He's going to teleport up into that top lane. He's going to try and help Kilted out because Juggernaut's had free farm up there. He's almost at that 50 last hit mark, which you don't usually see till about 10 minutes in an offlane. Oh, Talik's going to take a reverse polarity. He's also been skewered, and he's just going to go down there. Magnus getting a big kill. Weaver did deny the tower down on the bottom lane in the meantime, but Talik, I don't know what he was doing, if he was AFK or dropped, but he just didn't move from that spot. One of those situations where I was born here, I will die here. And unfortunately, that's going to be the bane of his existence. But, Sophie, how many times has Lone Druid been picked up in this tournament as yet? I don't think I've seen him. I'm just curious as to the actual number of it. So we do have a large lead on that Juggernaut in terms of farm. He's also got the highest GPM at the moment. And the gold, there's a bit of a rocky mountain. It kind of looks like Ayers Rock. For YSM at the moment, just well ahead. It's settled down now, about 80 gold, but it is still about an 800 experience lead at the moment. What's Evil Twig got? He's picked up the Ring of Basilius and the Orb of Venom onto that Spirit Bear, which is pretty more or less standard. I wouldn't say the Bassi Ring is standard, but it is picked up. And now Clockwork is going to grab himself a pair of mana boots from the Roshan Pit and reward himself with a double damage rune that he will find down in that bottom lane. Talik. Okay, so Lone Druid's actually been picked up 16 times, just not in the games I've seen, with a slightly lower
Dire's middle
loss.
tower is
Slightly
being
lower
attacked.
loss. He's lost more than he's won. You wouldn't believe English was my first language, would you? But as I was mentioning before, Lion's actually picked up that level 7 now. So he's got the 4 points in Earth Spike and the 1 in the Finger of Death, meaning that combo is going to come out for 860 magic damage. Even with the 25 resistance, that's 600 damage straight out. That's enough to kill almost a Timbersaw at this stage. Rubik will just survive it with that magic resistance. But that CM's probably going to... She'll go down very quickly, at least with an auto attack afterwards. So if Lion and HDE can just work well together, only a little bit of damage from HDE needs to come out before Talek can just kill secure. You can see, good play from Magnus. He's doing very well with those last hits, using that shockwave to pick up some last hits. He's got himself to 45-14 at the moment, doing quite well for himself. He's almost equal to that of the Lone Druid, also on his team. Twig, picking up plenty of farm. He's got about 2k gold now, so looking towards going the Radiance on the Bear, not actually going for a Midas this game as well, which is probably a good decision. And Juggernaut going straight towards the Argonim Scepter. He's got the point booster, he's got the Ogre Club now. He's about 1400 gold off, but he's in a lot of trouble now. Roidsy is going to take a shotgun. He's going to be telekinesis now, he's going to spin. And he's going to throw the Omni Slash instead. He does a little bit of damage to Kilted. It is only a level 1 Omni Slash though. Now he's going after Kilted. He's going to try and take Kilted down before he dies himself. And is Roidsy going to be able to survive? He's going to pop that Healing Ward, and he's very low. He's only down to 50 HP, and he's now running for his life. And I honestly don't think anything on Rest's side can catch that Juggernaut at the moment. He is just running. He's got the phase boots as well. Miggles is going to throw... He's trying to skewer. He's not going to throw a Shockwave though, I think. Should he have enough length? No. But now Puddinghead is stalking. He's going to go after Tondas. Is he going to be able to take Tondas down? Tondas gets quite low, but Tondas has picked up Shikuchi, which is a really nice spell for him to have on a Rubik. And HCA, the Clockwork on YSM, will pick up the Crystal Maiden. I believe Hookshot was thrown. Yep. Yeah, Hookshot was thrown in that engagement. So... nice play from YSM, just a little bit of an advantage in their side at the moment compared to Rest, and Donders will now give himself a haste rune. He's going to head down, try and do his win walk. He's picked up the Perseverance, he hasn't gone for the boots just yet, just using the Shikuchi for more than enough mana, but he's trying to just stay alive. HCA is still taking a lot of damage from that Shockwave into that middle lane. And now Juggernaut, who hasn't yet died, he's picked up his third part of that Argonims. That Staff of Wizardry, this could be probably a 14 or a 15 minute Argonim Scepter, which is brutally quick. He's picked up nearly 70 last hits, doing magnificently at the moment. So shout out to Roidsy for doing great farm on the off lane. He's farming beautifully. He's got... I can hear clocks. He's just got 4, 8. So he actually... He's going for the additional levels in the Blade Dance, just still trying to do those crits. 25, 30, 35% chance. I didn't actually realize it was that high. But Miggles in trouble in that middle lane. Vendetta coming out from Puddinghead, followed up by an Earthquake and an Impale. HD is going to throw a long hook shot in. Lethal will take massive damage from that Finger of Death. And is... Where did Lion? Lion died to that Crystal Maiden in the end. And now that Bear could be going down. No, they're going to miss the Impale, and that Bear from Evil Twig, great micro, managing to just keep it alive and dodge that stun. He's going to resummon the Bear, so no experience will be given to YSM on this day. And this is now the chance where Rest are going to have to try and do a little bit of magic. Lion is down, and right now, I must say, YSM have a massive amount of crowd control on their side of the team. They've got great team fight as well, and it's going to be so hard for any of them to sort of stand in a fight when Juggernaut picks up that Omni Slash. Even at level 1, it's 6 slashes, and he's not too far off level 11. Probably get that in the next 3-4 minutes or so, and he'll be able to have a level 2 Omni Slash. That's going to be 9 jumps of 150 to 250 damage. So already looking at about 1400 damage. And there you can see their Omni Slash now, just the 3 jumps, slaughtering that Tondas, that poor little Rubik. Because one of the things that Juggernaut does get is he can attack during it, so his auto attacks will go off, which means there's a chance. But here's the skewer from Miggles. He didn't pop the reverse polarity there. He probably could have gotten that off, but he will throw a shockwave. But because of the Blade Fury and the spin, Roidsy will go back to a base and just ignore that damage. But you can attack between Omni Slash, allowing for attacks between it, so you can go and crit through that as well. So what you can actually do as well is get like a Desolator or a Maelstrom or a Mjolnir and just get the lightning procs during the Omni Slash. But now HTA is going to be stuck up in that top lane. He's running, Talik is running on that line. There's a hookshot onto Lethal now, and Lion will go down. The reverse polarity is just being baited out by Migos. He's going to throw it now. He's going to catch HTA and Windwalk. Great RP there. And now HTA going to get a hookshot stolen by Tonders, and he's going to go down. And now Puddinghead's in the defensive position. He's got to try and run from himself. Kilted right on his tail. He throws a chakra arm. It goes wide. Puddinghead's not even going to be looking at that. And he's just going to be able to run, make it pretty much safe to retreat to his tower. Twig's going to summon that bareback, and they're going to go straight... I just said bareback. He's going to go straight towards that tier 1 tower, and they should be able to take this down easily without Talik and the Clockwork up.
Under attack. Bad news for
Talik is going to be up now. He's got the Finger of Death in about 18 seconds. But that tower, with the Demolish on that Spirit Bear, it is a level 4 bear, it does massive damage. You can see even now, it just goes straight down. And it should give Twig enough gold to pick up. Oh, if they go down, they give Twig enough gold to pick up his relic, but now Puddinghead is going to be seen by that sentry ward, dropped by Mr. Tonders, and the tower will end up being denied. So I think he's going to steal it. Yes, he is. HT is going to throw a long hookshot. He's going to find a creep wave, though. Rubik's does also steal it. He misses his hookshot, though. Now Kilton in a little bit of trouble. Tonders is going to... No. Lethal, the Crystal Maiden, took a big Finger of Death. Talik getting a kill there, and that shockwave almost finds HTA. HTA is still trying to run. That Spirit Bear hot on his trail. No Root Proc, though. 14 HP down on the Clockwork. They're up to 100 because of his magic wand. But Juggernaut will take a kill in that middle lane. He's still trying to fight. He's got the Omni Slash up, but he can't use it in the crypt. He's going to throw it anyway. And he's going to pick up a double kill. Beautiful play by the Juggernaut Ridesy, holding that ulti for the right amount of time. And he's going to take out the Rubik and the Timbersaw there. And he got very lucky with that blade, with that Omni Slash on that creep wave. He's going to finish that Arganims up. He's got that on the Courier. He's going to heal himself back to full health because of that stupid healing ward. And he's got another 1,000 gold to spare. Going a very aggressive build at the moment, but he's doing it beautifully. He's got level 11. He's got the Arganim Scepter. He's going to have a 9 jump ulti. That's automatically going to be doing anywhere between 1,500 and 2,000 damage to 20 per full. And of course, with the heroes' health pools as they are now, he's going to be being able to kill 3 or 4 heroes with relative ease. We'll have a look at the gold graph now. 2.5k gold in favour of YSM and about 6k experience. So a clear lead to YSM at the moment. The kills are 13 to 6. There is going to be dust coming out now. Windwalk going to be in a little bit of trouble. And there's a Timber Chain flies out, but he's going to just time-lapse that and be able to scooch you away. HCA did hookshot in. Tonders taking massive damage. He did manage to steal Shikuchi. And is he going to be able to get out of this? Oh, Talik's going to see him. He's going to attack. He has got the Earth Spike up. He hasn't thrown it just yet. He's going to throw it defensively. Try and save his teammates HC's life. Now Miggles gets hit by that. Puddinghead drops his Impale now. The Carapace coming out. And now Roidsy comes in to just Blade Fury, but Clockwork will find the last hit. Tonja's still trying to run for his life. 35 seconds before that Omni Slash will come out. And now Twig's up here. He's got the bear. Roidsy taking a lot of damage. He's down to about 500 health. Tonda's still in this fight. He's only sitting there at 100 HP, but Shikuchi keeping him alive at the moment. Talik now on the defensive. Tonda's will go down to that Clockwork, but Talik's taking a lot of damage from that Chakram. He's still trying to run now. And where's Puddinghead come from? Pudding's come out of nowhere along with HTE, and they're going to try and take down that Spirit Bear. And Twig's just having his mana drained. Roidsy will take a... Still taking Entangle. Now Roidsy does have enough mana for that Omni Slash. He's going to be waiting to throw that very soon. Is he going to chuck it on the bear or not? He's going to come out and he's going to find Evil Twig on his own. Twig's probably not going to be able to say that. No, he's going to go down. He's going to get himself some killing spree gold. Roidsy getting 424 gold for that. They'll be able to take that top tower with ease now. No one's standing up there at the moment, but all of YSM are up here. They're going to throw that healing ward down just to give themselves additional push. And Miggles realizes he can't do anything. He's going to try and push down on that bottom lane just a little bit more. And at least try and keep the lanes pushed out while they can. YSM currently taking a clear advantage here at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. This is Southern Cross Tides Wrath Season 3. This is the lower bracket at the moment. It is a best of 3 game. This is a game of 1 tonight. And is Tonda's going to be in trouble? No, he's going to be able to get out without too much stress. And I don't know what's stolen his belly stone. He's taking that healing ward. That's going to be a great help in team fights. But the level difference at the moment as well is just massive. If I can bring my hero level thing up, we can see that at the moment YSM 13, 12, 11, 11 on Juggernaut, Clockwork, Lion, Weaver. They've got the 4 highest levels. And then you've got Twig, who was down on the off lane, and Magnus, who was in the middle lane. But then you've got Pudding, the support. next highest, and he's above that of the Timbersaw, the safe lane farm, Tondas, and poor Lethal, the two supports over on that rest side. But no criticism to either of the supports, or even Kilted for that matter. In a losing lane, it's hard to stay relevant in the game and just to keep those levels high. And especially as a support on a losing team, it's so difficult to stay alive. And there's the Omni Slash coming out. It's going to be split between the Bear and a bit of the Creeps. Roidsy really not doing enough with that. He's going to try and take out Lethal though. That Blade Fury, I think, got stolen? It did. Blade Fury was picked up by Rubik. He's going to maybe use his stuff. Roidsy will go down. Magnus nets himself 1,000 gold. That is a lot of gold to give for a monster kill streak. He was 8-0 until that point.
Middle tower
And
is
Miguel's
being attacked.
does also have a blink dagger to his name. Plus, he's got 1,600 gold in his pocket. And a little bit of holla get dollar there. He's a rich man now. And plus that Empower, going to be able to do great things. I would expect to see a Refresher coming out under the Magnus. Although a lot of people seem to go for like an odd build, more an auto attack build because of that Empower, like a Mask of Madness, Daedalus, that sort of stuff. Although I do personally think that the Refresher will benefit his team more because of the team fight, especially combined with the Freezing Field on the Crystal Maiden and just all of Timbersaw's roly-poly stupid damage. And while we're at a quick lapse in team fight, head over to our sponsors website, www.ttesports.com. They are sponsoring this tournament and have provided all of the prizes for it. So if you're after some gaming gear, just go over and check out some of their stuff. They've got some pretty neat gear, some decent headsets out there as well, and they're not like they're quite reasonably priced. So make sure you head over there and even like them on their Facebook, Thermaltake AU or TTE Sports. Either of those are relevant on the Facebook, and I'm sure they've got a Twitter as well. I don't know at the moment. We do have a Radiance coming out onto Lone Druid at the moment. 22-minute Radiance is still quite good, especially on a losing team. And, Pudding, what are you doing over there, buddy? I think he got thrown up the cliff by the Rubik, or he might have even been skewered up, but he's just been caught out underneath that tier 1 tower in the middle lane, and it was pretty much free picking for Miggles, Tondas, and Lethal. And once that happened, he couldn't do much. Tondas has found himself an invisibility rune. He's going to be able to de-ward the Observer Ward down on the YSM side of the map. And there's a hook shot from HTA. He's going to find Tondas with that. He's going to try and throw Tondas. No, HTA is trying to get back into his cogs, and Tondas now using that Blade Fury to try and stay alive, but he is going to go down. The last Geminate attack from Weaver, from Windwalk, PHFC, going to come out. There's the reverse polarity from Magnus. He's going to try and he does. He tried to skew a Windwalk back into everybody. He did take out Clockwork, but Windwalk's going to time-lapse out, and there's the Omni Slash coming out from Roisy, doing a fair bit of damage. Needles is quite low. He's got no health, no mana. There he goes. The Geminate attack just finds him. Talik does lose his life at the moment, but now Roysy's in trouble. He's going to be rooted under that tower. Timbersaw will pick up the kill with the Timber Chain straight back into that tower, though. And now Windwalk trying to run for his life. That Radiant's just burning away at his health. Puddinghead's going to come in, throws an Impale just for safety. And Puddinghead going to take a very small stun there, only 0.6 seconds. Is Kilted still trying to chase after the Nyx Assassin now, but Kilted, he's at the end of his stretch. He's got no mana to work with at the moment. He's going to use that magic wand to try and get himself a little bit of mana back, but he's going to run away. Puddinghead's going to pop that Vendetta now to try and stay alive. That Radiance burn too much for Pudding to handle. He's going to have to teleport back to base. I don't think it's worth him going in and trying to fight. But it looks like Twig, is he going to... No, he's trying to bait Rashan. After that fight, we do see a little dip in the golden experience. It's still about 5k in favour of YSM, but that's going to dip back down. 10k experience at the moment. That level advantage just being too much at the moment. And you can see Juggernaut with a clear advantage in the net worth. He's picked up a Mithril Hammer now, and he's got about 1,300 gold, so he's probably going towards a Desolator just for the additional damage. Omni Slash does deal physical damage, so if we can do that with the Arganims and the Omni Slash and the Desolator, that just hits so much harder. Now in the middle lane, what's Twig going for now? How much gold has he got? He's got 1,000 gold. He's probably not getting shot from boots. Oh, there's just Impale and Earth Spike. It's just ground Spike City. There's the blink RP from Miguel, and he's going to do a big skewer back. But unfortunately, Windwalk can just Shikuchi and time-lapse out of it. So he's not going to find too much harm there. But poor Mr. Talik, that lion, he just got dunked. And he's actually gone phase boots 4 stuff, so he's a very squishy man. He's got 36 strength, including additional stats. I think he probably have about 800 health at the moment. So not a lot, really. And he'll probably end up just that sort of stuff. He's so squishy. We do have Rest going towards Rashan now. Pudding had seen him. He's also seen that sentry ward there. And Tonda's lethal. Just going to try and push away, and Pudding going to be caught on the cliff now. He can't get down. Poor Pudding. Go, Pudding. Royalty is now here. There's HCE. He does ulti into that fight. He's going to get skewered into the tower by Miggles. Hookshot was stolen by... No, that was a Timber Chain. And Royalty's going to throw that Omni Slash down. Who's he doing? He's doing big damage. And, oh, poor Lethal did end up getting dunked by that. Puddinghead will go down. And I can still see a Finger of Death coming out there. I think he dropped that onto Rubik. And the Bear and the Aegis will be going down now. Timbersaw, Rubik both buying back. They're coming back to the fight. Crystal Maiden also buying back, but Evil Twig will go down twice in that fight. He popped the Aegis and ended up dying. Weaver did take the kill for that. And now those buybacks from Lethal and Kilted just don't seem worth it. Neither from Tondas. They can't get gold, and they get a bit 25% extra time on their death time next life. They will deny that tower, though. So at least saving themselves a little bit of gold, but I think there was sort of a bit of a panic buyback there. Ooh. So, don't know if those buybacks were really worth it in that stage. And as Juggernaut picked up his death, what's he got? What's on the career, buddy? He's actually gone the BKB. At the moment, I think he probably doesn't need the BKB. Weaver's also gone for that BKB now. No, that was Weaver's BKB and a Desolator on the Juggernaut, so I was right. Shed's closet. So he's now hitting 160 damage. He's going to reduce armor by 7 on auto attack. And poor heroes like Rubik, who've only got 3 armor, they're going to go to -4. And that ulti will it'll just violate them in horrible, horrible ways. And even if he gets a couple of them stuck together, he's going to be able to catch them all out, and he's going to just split that damage up. It might not get himself 1 or 2 kills, but it will do severe damage to all of their team. And he's already got a 2k gold advantage over that Lone Druid, who's the next highest over on Team Rest. But then you've got your Windwalk, who's got that BKB and the Perseverance, and you've got Clockwork, who's picked up a mech and a 4 stuff, so he's pretty wealthy at the moment. But where did Twig's money go? I'm trying to find his Spirit Bear. I can hear an Impale going out. Here's some of the Omni Slash from Royzy, just smacking the creeps up, and you can see it doing huge damage to Lethal and Tondas as well. Tondas is going to steal the Blade Fury. Royzy and Tondas just dancing and spinning around. Miggles going to catch Royzy out. That's a pretty bad spot to go. He's going to pop the Healing Ward. He's going to get stuck here. Miggles could throw the RP. He's going to skewer Royzy into the tower. Is he going to throw the RP? No. And Royzy will go down to a Shockwave from the Magnus. Good play by Miggles, Kilted, and Hondas there, just managing to help out each one another to stay alive. Twigs, I think, came a little bit late to the party, I believe. And where's his Spirit Bear gone? Is it down? I think it died. So the biggest disadvantage to Twig, or at least Lone Druid, is when you are building so core on that bear. If your bear dies twice in 2 minutes, you're left with really nothing, because all the items you've built and put money towards on the bear, and because the bear's dead, you don't get to use them. So his farm is going to be stunted for quite a while, at least for another 15 seconds till that bear is up. Then he will be able to get that Radiance back. And Evil Twig's going for Vlad's, which he's quite close to. There is the Ring of Basilius on his bear at the moment, so that's where his money went. And he's now going to have that on the bear whenever it respawns. He's going to spawn it back now. And is that courier going to come out to him? That cool rabbit with the weird effect. I don't know. But Miggles. No, Talik, what are you doing so deep, buddy? He's going to try and force stuff himself away. He's only got 900 HP. He's going to go down here. That Urn of Shadows coming up at Magnus. The Miggles will just throw out a Shockwave there just to clean up that kill. No kill for Lethal. Not today. Who did most of the work with his Frostbite and Crystal Nova and the Urn of Shadows. But he will not get himself that kill. What's the cooldown? 70-second cooldown. So there we go. The Vlad's is now onto that Lone Druid. HT is still just scouting out. He's picked up level 16, so we've got 3,000 range hook shot at the moment. But he is going for more that utility role at the moment. He's, as of that mech and the 4-star. I haven't really had a look at a lot of the items. I've sort of been going over them a little bit. Oh, there's a skewer from Miggles, and he's going to... HA will pop the clogs now. And he's still got 3 heroes sitting on him at the moment. He's trying to get out. He 4-staffs away. He pops the mech as well. Tonda's going to telekinesis him back in. He's going to hookshot him into them. And he's done some weird things with those cogs. I think he's dropped him and hookshotted away, but he didn't actually manage to get away. Evil Twig managed to catch him, and that Lone Druid with the Radiance Bones just managed to pop him there and then. But putting ahead, there's a level 12 Nyx Assassin. He's almost got a 4-staff up, and he's just sort of trying to push onto that bottom lane at the moment. The tower is down quite low, 250 HP. So just kind of staying alive at the moment. But now Lethal down on that bottom lane, solo. That tower's going to go down. No, a fort's going to be popped. Tonda's going to come down. It is 2 supports. Roydzy's going to pop that Blade Fury though. And here's the RP from Miggles. He catches both Roydzy and Puddinghead. He's going to BKB and skewer them back. But here's the Omni Slash from the Juggernaut. And it is just dropping them. Is he going to get a triple kill? He does. 1 Omni Slash, 3 kills. That is brutal. Roydzy just decimating the poor guys of Tonda's, Lethal, and Miggles there. And they were just caught together. Dunking of the Ancients is about all I can say to sum up that. But that is why you don't take on a Juggernaut with no creeps around, because Omni Slash will destroy you, especially when he's got the Desolator. He's actually picked up a Yasha now, which he's got at base, going towards probably a Manta style. But he could be going to just a casual Yasha, even an S and Y, depending on how he wants to play things. HC could be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to get root procced by that Spirit Bear. He's going to try and also 4-staff and drop the cogs. He's not going to take too much trouble though. Timbersaw's got his mana boots and a 4-staff. Probably going to have to go towards a BKB. He's picked up the Ogre Club at the moment. Not actually going for the Bloodstone, which is quite surprising. But he really wouldn't have been able to pick up that Bloodstone. He was getting harassed out of lane far too much early on, and just a couple too many early deaths. It's really not a Bloodstone game for him. I know, even though it does give you massive max health and mana pool and great regen, it's just not the situation for it. If you're dying a couple times, you're not going to have as many charges. It's not going to be to its full usefulness. You really need to do it as an early item. We do also have a basher coming out onto Twigs of Bear at the moment, so he's going to be hitting hard. And he's also going to be bashing you along with the root proc. The 20% chance of the root, and I think 25 is the bash. HCE, he's going to find his hookshot. Miggles is down here. He's going to skewer HCE north, just past the tower. He's popped the BKB as well. He's not going to throw down the RP though. There it is, the blink RP on both Pudding and HCE. HCE will go down. Puddinghead will follow down. Timbersaw coming in with that Timber Chain, just finishing him off. Crystal Maiden, the Lethal, picking up that first kill. Now Talik's in a lot of trouble. He's going to throw a 4-man in Earth Spike at the moment. He's trying to run that 4-staffs up in 2 seconds. Miggles is going to blink. There's no skewer. Frostbite will come out onto him, but he's going to go down. But unfortunately, Tondas did get caught out by Juggernaut, who's thrown an Omni Slash at him, and he's going to move into that middle lane. The rest at the moment, pushing on that bottom lane. They're going to try and get TPs, just in case they need to teleport back. But Roydzy making very quick work of that tier 1 tower. Tier 2 tower, sorry. There's going to be TPs coming from Miggles. Doesn't have the RP at the moment. But there is a shockwave up, and Roydzy doing a lot of damage to just that Blade Fury. Ghost Scepter now. Going to keep Magnus alive. Roydzy going to be able to take the tier 2 tower mid. Windwalk up in the top lane, takes the tier 2 up top. And YSM doing a great job split pushing. Considering they had 2 heroes alive, they're going to get 2 tier 2 towers out of that. And they should be able to defend the tier 2 at bottom lane. It's taking a lot of damage from the Spirit Bear's Demolish ability. And here's Puddinghead. Puddinghead's going to throw it in Pale. There's going to be a Clockwork teleport. Hookshot is going to be up. He's going to cogs the bear inside. And he's not even using the bear to attack the cogs. He's just sort of standing there and taking it. Vendetta will come out on from Puddinghead. That bear should be able to go down here. Giving a little bit of experience, yes. 300 gold and experience goes out there. So YSM capitalizing on that little bit. We haven't seen the golden experience in a while. It's about, it was on perfect 5k. It's down to about 7k gold and almost exactly 10k at the moment. So, pretty good. Roshan is up and there's a long hookshot. Flawless. Tondas getting caught just north of the Ancients. He's going to be telekinesis. No, Tondas is going to go down though. Nyx Assassin will take out the kill. There's the Blade Fury though. He's going to find a bear? He took out the Spirit Bear with that Omni Slash. It is only a 70-second cooldown, so not too much of a hassle. But now they're going to be able to take it out in Roshan. And there's no Rubik at the moment. There's no wards up. And I don't honestly think Rest can do much to defend on that Roche, or to even at least contest it. Dimbasol's going to come down for a little bit of a look, but I think it's going to be too late. Royzy just dealing too much damage at the moment. And here we go, there's going to be an Aegis of the Immortal onto that Juggernaut. He's got the Manta style as well. Manta style. They're going to regroup back into that middle lane. There is only one T2 tower on the side of Rest at the moment, and that's down on that bottom lane. Puddinghead could be in a little bit of trouble. No, he's going to get away. Just having a look at the map awareness at the moment and just map control. We've got so many wards over on the side of YSM. They've got this whole secret shop on the Dire side marked up at the moment. Hookshot's going to fly, but they've also got the Dire jungle warded. So very, very aggressive warding at the moment. Just trying to keep an eye on that whole sort of top right-hand side of the map. And they're going to put a ward in that base. Lethal has spotted out. He's going to counter it quite quickly. Tonda's going to drop a ward as well, just in case that first ward right next to it didn't catch it. But they did definitely get that now. But if we have a look at Rest's warding, they've also got a ward at just near the secret shop, more so at their entrance. And they've got a defensive ward at the jungle on the Dire side, which is going to be going down very quickly. There it is. It does go down now. So they've only got the one ward, and it's both aggressive and defensive, but in this situation it's more defensive. But once again, just falling back to YSM's map awareness, map control, they've got a lot more, as I previously mentioned. Plus they've got all their tier 2s, so they've got a tower advantage as well. So this game is heavily in favour of YSM at the moment. This is only game 1 of Tide's Wrath Season 3 lower bracket best of 3 series. It is best of 3. Yes, it is best of 3. So this the series isn't over yet. Rest, they've pulled things back before. They can easily do so again. They're going to take it. YSM will take a tier 2 down on that bottom lane. Omni Slash is up. Spirit Bear's coming in. There goes the Omni Slash. It's going to fly. It's doing a little bit of damage to every single hero there. Still going, and now Royce's going to be able to Blade Fury out. And I think that was going a very long time. But Roydsy going to be able to back out now, using that ulti, but HTE gets skewered into the base. He's going to hookshot out though. Great play from HTE, managing to escape that. That was a Bulba hook. He did get skewered in, frostbitten, force-staffed himself away to try and survive, and he just managed to hookshot himself to Talik. So great play from Talik as well, making himself in a position where he could be hooked. But beautiful, beautiful play from HTE, not getting caught out just there, and managing to live to fight another day. So, great play there, and Clockwork now going to pick himself up an Arghanim's Scepter. So, Talik now back into that middle lane. We're also going to see Roydsy and Puddinghead trying to go into that bottom tier 3 tower and just break it. They've taken that tier 3 tower down to about half HP. Tondas, Miggles, and Lethal guarding that middle tier 3 tower, while Weaver, we haven't looked at Weaver much lately. The Windwalk up on that top lane, he's been split pushing that so much in the last 15 minutes or so, and he's done great up there. He's still got that Perseverance on him, but he's also picked up an MKB at the moment, which is just giving him that additional damage, and Rest kind of leaving him to his own devices, and it's been great for him. He's been able to do that, but an Omni Slash will fly out, and this is Roydsy just doing massive damage once again. The Ghost Scepter is the only thing keeping Miggles and Lethal alive at the moment, and it did do its job, but poor Tondas kind of got skewered and splattered a bit there, but the Mana Star will be popped to try and push into that tier 3. Nova comes out from Lethal. That tier 3 tower is taking damage. Shockwave's going to come out. His Magna's going to fly. He's going to skewer. He's going to drop the RP. No, he's not yet. The Frostbite doing more than enough. Royzy's going to get 4-staffed back, courtesy of HCA. There's another 4-staff now. That's Talik and Royzy's 4-staff. Puddinghead could be going down. He's helping the Carapace. No, Royzy's going to stay alive with the Blade Fury, dodging the Sharp Drum. Puddinghead will go down though. The Radiance Burn doing too much damage, but the Aegis will be dropped now. Weaver pushing top tower at the moment. HC is going to... Oh, he hookshot it into lethal, but he got big plays from Miggles. Dropping that reverse polarity. He's going to take out the Roidsy now for a lot of gold. Clockwork will go down as well, so that's a great defense. The tier 3 tower on that top line did get dropped. Now Talik on the line. He's trying to run. Evil Twig pops the Ghost Scepter. He can't be auto-attacked, but the Gem of True Sight now on that Lone Druid. Pretty much picked up for that Weaver, but Windwalk so brutal on that top lane, just pushing it in as much as he can. Now, Vol, I see you asking in chat about that. I'm going to reply to that now, so if you hear typing. LPK. So for people wondering about the LPK game and the Solution game, it was earlier today at 6 PM. LPK won that game 2-0. I just typed that into chat, but obviously if you're not in there, you won't be able to see it. And now Weaver's going for a Reaver, so he's going towards the heart, making him a little bit tanky, and allowing him just to split push a lot better. Rest, trying to make a big play into that middle lane. They're pushing on that tier 2 tower quite hard, and power on the Magnus, and if they can do that on the Bear, he's going to be doing massive damage. It is 240 damage per attack, plus an additional 40% of that will be going to the tower. So he's going to be hitting that tower for about 320 damage, so doing quite a bit of damage. But Lone Druid still just playing the catch-up game at the moment. That Bear's got the Radiance, the Basher, and the Vlads. 4.3k gold up onto that Lone Druid at the moment. And what's Juggernaut picked up? Juggernaut's also picked up a Basher, which can proc during the Omni Slash, and on the attacks during... It can proc on the Omni Slash attacks, like on one of the 12, but it can also attack on the auto attacks that go off between the Omni Slash, which is what makes Juggernaut so deadly as a hero. Like, they see those 580 crits coming out from him now. They can happen on any of those Omni Slash attacks or in between them as well, making him just do massive damage. Weaver still hasn't got his heart just yet, but he's doing a great job split pushing. And Talik is now going to take out Mr. Twig's dominating streak. I believe would have been a Finger of Death. It would have. It was a 40-second cooldown, and it does 850 damage, so it does massive damage. Plus, he's got an Ethereal Blade. What are you doing, Talik, you silly man? That does massive damage. You take 2 times primary attribute plus 75 damage, so it would have been doing 275 damage for the Ethereal Blade, plus the Finger of Death would have done an additional 40% damage, so it would have been taking another 300 or so. So it's up to an 1150 damage nuke, but we have a team fight there up here. Roidsy did throw the Omni Slash. He's taken down Lethal now. Lethal will go down with the final attack. There is no Blade Fury up at the moment, though. Roidsy just trying to stay 11. He's just hitting massive damage onto kills. Oh, there's a hookshot from HTE coming in. And Roidsy just finishing that off. Poor little Tonders. There is going to be a buyback from Twig on the Lone Druid, but that Middle Rex will go down in that middle lane. There's not really much chance for Rest to destroy that at the moment. Good pogs from HTE. Just blocking Twig and his Bear. The E-Blade is just doing massive damage to Twig. The Ghost Scepter as well. They can take a lot more damage. The GG call will come out from Tonders though. This will go to game 2 in a few minutes time, but great play there from YSM. Taking the early game lead and just capitalizing that with, and I think honestly, the Juggernaut was left to his own farm far too early in the game and for far too long. He picked up that Arcanum Scepter before he hit level 10, just to give you guys who missed the start of the game an idea. And it just meant that he could just slam any hero that he happened to come across in a 1v1 or even a 1v3 situation, as we saw on that bottom lane. Weaver as well. Shout out to Windwalk. He wasn't really in the team fights too much, but he was doing a great job just split pushing top whenever those fights were occurring. We will be back in about 5 minutes time for game 2, but this has been Tides Wrath Season 3. Head over to www.southernCrossDota.com to check out our forums and check out the sponsors at www.ttesports.com. Check out their gaming gear. They are the major sponsors of this tournament. And there is also a giveaway over on the Tides Wrath website. If you're in Twitch, the link should be coming up in a sec. But it is on the Tides Wrath forum, so go check that out. And we're back in about 5 minutes time for game 2.